Game Over 86 coming back with another video. I hope you guys and girls had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all played and enjoyed video games over the weekend. I know I did. I ended up playing all of Crackdown 3. Yes, all of it. It took me about 2 days, 8 hours total. So from what everybody else was saying out there, it is not a 20-hour to 25-hour, and I did everything in the game. I played it on regular mode. There's an easy mode, a regular mode, like a hard, and then a super hard. But let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll kind of explain why this game to me is not overall the best quality for being delayed so many times. The game is kind of fun, as in color-wise, the world, everything does, you know, revolve around one character mainly in the game. But there's a lot of things that the game really lacks, and to me, I understand story inside of a game is a lot of the big things that I look for, whether it be a PlayStation 4 exclusive or an Xbox One exclusive or a Nintendo exclusive. Story really has to grab you, especially when there's a campaign, and then the multiplayer, which I'll talk about at the end. I couldn't record multiplayer for some odd reason. It wasn't letting me record it, and even when I tried, it would not let me. I don't know if there were some bugs with the problem, something going on. I don't know. I was trying to do it Friday when the game came out, but the game's really not that hard to play. It's one of the most simplistic games I've ever played. In the Crackdown franchise is, you know, it's been around for a while, and I've went on to state, you know, on record that Crackdown 1 and 2 to me wasn't that good. It was never a big time budget game, and with Crackdown 3 it really hasn't changed the whole thing except for just a little bit of graphics quality there. But I played the game, I enjoyed it, but it's not worth $60. The game is very simple. You can use this laser gun, as you see right here, the whole time with the rocket launcher. When you find these guns, you go around to each certain boss has different areas that you gotta, you know, conquer and defeat and beat, and it just makes it so easy because the guys are just so easy to roast with this laser gun. You get grenades. There's weapon crates all over the game and the map, to where you don't really run out of ammo. And that's one kind of thing is the challenging. The challenging aspect was very simple. And I know what you guys are going to say. Well, it was on, you know, regular, played on hard. It may be different. But to me, there's so many ammo crates and so much stuff around the game that it wasn't hard. And I'll get on with the boss parts here in a little bit, because the boss fights were probably one of the worst I've ever been a part of seeing-wise. But there's some mechanics. You get a lot of different mechanics when it comes to your guns, your power, your strength, your jumping, your agilities, your driving, your explosions, stuff like that. You go through a lot of things, like right here I'm standing on a propaganda channel. Go a figure. That's so crazy that I say propaganda channel, and we're talking about half the people that always hype up all these things and these games out to be than what they really are. But it was a bunch of jumping puzzles, jumping platforms. You get up there, you hit LB, left button, whatever, and you. It was so simple. There wasn't really a steep learning curve at all. There wasn't really a lot of challenging bosses or characters or bad guys. The only thing that I seen struggling-wise when I first got into the game was trying to figure out how to just work the buttons. It's been a long time since I played Crackdown 1 and 2, so just trying to get into the whole jumping mechanics and learning the guns again. But auto lock sometimes, to me, which you guys can see here, is in the game. You can change it off, but I decided not to, just to get the game and play it and review it. But sometimes auto lock does hurt, because when you're trying to shoot somebody up in front of you, auto lock would keep locking on behind them past somebody, and it was just kind of making it to where it was a struggle to shoot certain people and to blow up certain things. Now, a lot of this is just jumping, shooting, running around, jumping, shooting, pretty much for the whole game. There are some times where you do get killed. And for the most part, honestly, I died more by making mistakes and falling to my death than I actually did die by bosses. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the bosses right now. These boss fights are very simple, very not really challenging at all. You jump around, you shoot the guy until he puts up a field. You have to shoot the field with the rocket until it eventually blows up. and then you just pretty much you defeat the boss. And a lot of the bosses are literally all the same, as you guys can see in these videos. And I'm going to show you a lot of boss fights, and the boss, not in its entirety, but a lot of these boss fights were about 2.5 to 3 minutes long. I'm not going to lie. Some of them were even shorter. I even told my wife when I was reviewing this and doing some of the game, I was like, are you kidding me? That's it? It took longer to, and there's jump puzzles, like you're climbing tall skyscrapers to get to a boss, and there's levels to it. That was harder than actually getting to the boss, because there were certain parts of the levels where you had to jump, and sometimes it didn't show you exactly where to go, and that's fine. But jumping on the platforms and not being able to lock on or jump on and climb, it was kind of frustrating, but in a way, it really wasn't. It was just a little bit of a learning curve on finding out where to go. But it was so simple, because you could just see me right here with the rockets. I'm running around just shooting rockets, shooting my laser. You can have the slime. It kind of reminds me of the Ghostbuster little proton pack. But look, I'm literally running around, as you can see, and I'm doing these better reviews than what most people just will be completely scripted. This is unscripted why I'm telling you this. But I'm running around grabbing rockets because I'm like, oh man, this is so challenging. To me, the game wasn't challenging at all. The thing that was more challenging was actually getting to the boss, climbing, finding out where to go to get to him if he was up higher. And there were just so many things wrong with the game. They didn't implement the car, because you could use the car and have weapons. There were no car fights, really. You drive a car around, can run things over, blow things up, jump out of the car and let the car keep going. It would explode. They were repetitive, which, you know, is understandable to an extent on campaign, platform jumping, kind of action adventure games. The game's pretty for the most part. There are some graphical hiccups, like from a distance, your distance draws, you know, when you jump around, you can't see everything from one area. I tried to give the best views of what I was looking at. I mean, the game is a pretty game, but for it being delayed, the story and the campaign was very short-lived. And I'm showing you some just cool things throughout the game. I jumped off one of these tall, huge buildings, trying to just climb up stuff, and I was going to do my fist slam, and just little detailed things that did make the game kind of fun just to jump around and climb for the most part. I mean, this game is a Game Pass game, and it should be. It shouldn't be a $60 game if you ask me. It should be right in line with the Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. These are like $30 budget games, in my opinion. But it was just so easy, and I understand people could say you could put it on hard, but the thing is Spider-Man, and I hate to jump, but Spider-Man took so much longer to get to boss fights. I literally beat 4 or 5 bosses within an hour, because they were all bunched up together, and I know people out there that are playing this game. I'm not bashing the game. The game was fun. It was just very easy and quick. For the people out there that stated this game was 20 hours or 25 hours long if you do everything, that's horseshit, and I'm calling everybody out on that called that out. It's an 8-hour game at best. Like, it's not difficult. And he, the guy that claimed it, stated that he played it on regular mode too to review it, just like I did. But definitely, he's literally corporate shilling. The game is fun, but it's 8 hours long to me. The boss fights are simple, as you can see right here. I really haven't cut any feed or cropped it to make the video any shorter. This is just me beating the guy. I'm running around getting rockets the whole time. It's one-dimensional. I refill my rockets, I shoot some things, I regain health, I blow up the machines, and that's about it. There's no scenes, or there's no fight scenes where you have to use your car. So the car mechanic thing, upgrading it, was one of the lowest things that I really upgraded. And above all else, the game online part, which I'll get into later here in a little bit, is kind of difficult for me to really talk about without having review footage, even though I did play a lot of it. But here's another boss fight. Literally, I was going boss fight to boss fight to boss fight. This took longer to climb up this whole tower than it did to beat this guy. Literally, he has a little shield, he shoots you with a little laser, but you can jump around, and everything that you're killing around it gives you health the whole time. And literally, it didn't take that long. There's the guy. You have to go upon tiers. Like, there's first tier, you shoot him, he disappears. Go up to the second tier, you shoot him, and then the third tier. And it was very simple. Like, the rest of this video is going to show you guys boss fights and how quick and easy these boss fights were. Okay? I'm not making any jokes about it. This one was the easiest, and by far, this was just it didn't seem like there was any heart and soul for it being delayed. And I'm not harping on the game as much as what I should be, but look at this video right here. I started the game. There's no splitting the video footage. This is what I had to do right here. I ran around with my little laser gun, okay? And why people are shooting me, yes, that's fine. They're doing damage and whatnot, and I understand. But this is all I had to do. Literally, this was one of the boss fights, as you guys can see. Now, when you play Spider-Man or when you play God of War, or even when you play other games out there, are you kidding me? Not even a minute and a half boss fight? That's ridiculous, in my opinion. But to go on about other things as well while you guys watch these boss fights, and some of them I did cut down in time just because I'm trying to make this video under 15-20 minutes. But literally, it's the same mechanic. You throw these little black hole grenades that would suck up all these drones, and it would give me enough health to literally just shoot this plane down. This is a boss. Very simple, very easy. This one took about 4 to 5 minutes to beat. Still, 4 to 5 minutes. That's, you spend more time, like I said, getting to the boss than you do actually beating the boss. But that's neither nor here or there. The online mechanics, I was playing. It was okay. It was kind of fun. The destruction world was okay. It looked bland and plain. Now, I understand the game just came out. I'm sure they're going to update it and fix certain things. Maybe add some new city maps. Maybe give it some different color. But really, it seemed like a bunch of see-through buildings. I understand you can see the people and run around and just shoot a bunch of stuff. But it was very easy. There was a bunch of jump plates. Very basic, unique, not really fun multiplayer in my opinion. It was very simple. They just put a bunch of people in a small little area. The map's really not even big at all. It's like the middle circle. If you guys have played the game in the campaign, it's about that big. Just the little middle circle area in the whole map. That's the size of the online city. And to me, I was expecting a little bit more with the game. And notice the trend as you guys are watching this video. Here's another boss fight. Notice what I'm doing. I'm grabbing rockets, jumping around, throwing the vortex grenades or the black hole grenades, whatever you want to call them. And then, you know, it's destroying all these things. And I'm getting health from it while I'm jumping around, shooting this thing with a rocket. And this is how you beat every boss. It's literally easy. They don't have anything that they're, you know, immune to weapon-wise, so you have to use different weapons, which is a bummer. And I thought, all in all, that was a joke. I figured it should have changed, and it should have made a whole lot a difference when the gameplay was going on. But to finish out the review, in my opinion, guys, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10, and that's to be 100% legit. The game, like I said, is fun. If you want to pay $9.99, if you already have Game Pass, I'd play it, you know. Give it a little bit of time. This is the main boss, the last boss at the end. Like I said before, I'm running around jumping with rockets, refilling my ammo, throwing the vortex or black hole grenades, and then shooting her. And it's pretty much the same thing. It's repetitive. The boss fights aren't really unique. They're all in little different machines practically. But like I said, you didn't get to use the car. You didn't get to use different weapons. It was more of a chore to get to the boss than it was to actually fight and beat the boss. Were there some parts in there that were struggling? Yeah, sure. But for the most part, this game is easy to pick up, easy to play. But I want to finish out the video letting you guys just see the ending, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on the game as a whole and where I stand with this video game and where it's going to hold for their exclusives this year, even though it's went to PC. So I hope you guys like the review. I hope you guys like my 100% pure honest opinion on this game. A lot of people are going to like this game. A lot of people are fans of Crackdown, and that's fine. If you like Crackdown, by all means, go play this game. It's worth a play. It's not worth $60, I will tell you that. It's about an 8-hour game. 8 to 10 hours, depending on how fast you can run through stuff, how fast you can pick up the mechanics, in my opinion. I didn't play it on hard, so I can't tell you if it would take longer there, but I played it on regular, like most people may play, just to experience the campaign and then jump to the multiplayer. And that's fine. If you guys like Crackdown or you guys like to support these games, that's fine too. You can buy the game when it comes out, but I wouldn't personally pay $60 for it. I played it on Game Pass. If you guys want to join Game Pass, you guys can as well there. I think it's like $1 or $2 for 2 months. I think they had a deal going on, or it's $9.99 a month. And to me, it's a budget title. That's where it belongs. It belongs there. It doesn't belong to be a $60 game, kind of like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. It just seems like they're rushing through these games, and that's fine. They do need to make some good quality games, especially if they're going to be doing a service in the next gen where they want to have a buttload of games on there for people that aren't hardcore fans of Xbox or just fans in general of games. They can go out and rent it and just play some games that maybe they just, you know, want to kill some time with, and that's fine too. The biggest problem I had, like I said in the game, was all the guns were very easy to use. You could use the rocket and the laser gun against every boss. They didn't have some kind of, you know, burn or some kind of shield against any of this. I mean, and if it did, it was easily destroyed by a rocket launcher. They would drop their shield and you could hurt them. And the boss fights, like I said, you couldn't use the car, so that was kind of a bummer. The car worked, you know, just fighting a bunch of useless AI running around or trying to stop you. But I would have liked to seen some kind of mechanic where, like, your car and you fighting a boss. The boss fights were okay, but like I said, it was harder to get to the boss than it was to actually beat the boss. And then the other things is their online multiplayer. It didn't seem like they put a lot of heart and soul into the game. When you go to play online multiplayer, the buildings look very plain, and there's a little bit of color to it, but there's not enough to where you go, man, this feels awesome and unique. It all looks the same wherever you jump. And if you don't believe me, you guys, that's fine. You guys don't have to take my review as 100%. That's fine. If you want to go watch somebody else, that's fine too. But I'm giving you guys my 100% honest opinion. The game to me is okay at best. I mean, 60, what did it get? 61, 62 Metacritic score. I rated it a 6 out of 10. It's an okay game. When I look at games and I see Sea of Thieves, you know, Crackdown, State of Decay, and I compare apples to oranges, man. I mean, look at Sea of Thieves, okay? Look at God of War. Look at State of Decay. Look at Spider-Man, okay? Look at Crackdown 3, and then look at Uncharted 4. Any of these new games coming up. It's just like, it just seems like they're not putting a lot of heart and soul into this game, and it's all about quantity and not quality. And where I come from and my passion in gaming is, don't get me wrong, some of them games are fun to play, but once you're done, you're done. And I understand a lot of people are going to say in story-driven games, once you're done beating it, you never go back and play it. Well, I have to disagree, because if the game's that fun for you to go back and play it again, like an Ocarina of Time or a Super Mario game or any of them other big-time title release games like a Spider-Man with DLC content, I understand. Some of them games do draw people back 5 to 10 years from now. And there is the reason why I state that I think Xbox really needs to step up their game and put a lot more time and effort and passion into these games rather than trying to make them seem like they're big games, but they're really budget titles. Anyway, if you guys are new to this video and you guys did like my review, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the video and make sure you guys ring the bell notifications to be up to date with more videos as I go forward. And if you guys didn't like the video, make sure you guys hit the thumbs down, but let me know why you guys didn't like the video. Let me know what you guys think about the game that I may have overlooked or may have missed. Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll be back again with another video Wednesday. I love you very much. Take care of one another, do a good deed, and stay safe wherever you may be traveling. This is Game Over 86, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.